Hello.
Okay, hello. I'm here a little early here to show some new members around. So give me 1 second to set up here. Okay. Okay. Oh, hi,
Hi.
Mike.
My
How you
my
doing? So
camera
I'm
isn't
going to
working.
show you around Zoom recording. All right, everybody. This is April 10th, 2018. We got members here. We're going to go through some personal homework. And then we're going to talk a bit about storytelling, how to include stories in your speech. We're going to have a fun session. If you're not here joining us, this is the video. But come next time. Be glad to have you here. Okay, so here we go. Let's just start. So, Karen, I've already talking to you.
Hi.
Good to see you. And you just gave me something.
Yes.
And what is it that you gave me? Do you want to talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, sure. I am going through module 2. And so I did the first lesson of module 2, where you go through start with a rhetorical question, then act out a funny example. And I'm still in the place where I kind of feel like I have.
You said what? Sorry. Wait, sorry. Okay, say that again. I actually muted you because we have some.
That's awesome.
Okay, go ahead.
I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, so I feel like I'm I have hold on. Hold for hydration.
Okay.
I have way too many topics, and then I reread your email to me and you said, well, just do a short one on breathing. So I can go back and do this with just a focus on like a little breathing speech.
Right,
and,
exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what I'll do.
And here, how many of you have woken up at 4 a.m. because you're stressed or anxious about something in your life or work? Yeah. Oh, this is your introduction.
Yeah, I tried to put it all together. I just chose one, and that's the one I chose.
Okay, great. Well, what do you want me to look at right now?
Well, I guess if there's anything in here, like the 1 through 7, they all correspond. So like for A, I did 1 through 7. For B, I did 1 through 7. So there's 7 for each. There's 7. It's a lot of them. So I'm wondering how
Okay, so you need to let me just do rhetorical questions, and you need to look at module 3, list of 3, because you do 2 and the third one's a turn. You got to get a laugh. Anytime you're doing jokes, a list, you have to have a third one. How many of you are stressed out? How many of you like having a hard time, just getting to work in the morning? How many just wake up wanting to feel like poking your eyes out with a pencil and pulling your eyeballs and just playing dodgeball with them? So it's like short, long. So
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You just gotta have. You can't go. How many did it? How many did it? How many did it?
Right. It's boring.
So can you just do that?
Yes.
Work on that. Why help somebody else out?
Oh yeah, right now? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So get a list of 3. So short, long, or subtle. You got to watch out for this. Here's your setup. I'll just write it here. Watch out for the subtle. I didn't spell S-U-T. Subtle signs of stress. Okay.
Judy.
What?
He's the kitty has joined the class. He's
okay. Watch out for the subtle signs of stress, right? And then go the small, obvious, and huge. Okay. So you feel a little stressed. You just don't have as much energy as you used to. And then the third one's really big. Okay.
And that's different than acting out the funny example of what they may be thinking, right? That's different?
Well, you asked me, I'm just reading what you wrote.
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just saying that if you're going to do 3 rhetorical questions, you have 7.
Sorry. Let me stop. I'm being unclear. So each of these 7 rhetorical questions is meant to be a separate speech. So that's where I'm getting turned around. So number 1 goes all the way through. It's a through line. Number 2 goes all the way through. It's like either the question is, are you stressed out or are you too busy? Like, I wouldn't do all of them. I would pick one, but I'm not sure how to start it. Like, because it's about breath. It's about breathing. So breathing is about calming down.
Okay, so we always start. So what lesson are you in module 2?
Lesson 1. This what you're reading is the homework from lesson 1.
Oh, and what was the lesson? Remind me.
Sure. It pause the video and write a rhetorical question, and then write what you think the audience is thinking, and then write your intro, and then write.
Okay. Hey, anyone stressed out? Anyone thinking, please help me. If I get more stressed out, I might burst into flames. Okay.
I don't know if that's funny. It's not very funny.
All right. Well, okay. So, I would just do your breathing speech.
Okay, fine.
This is way too complicated.
Okay.
I feel reading this that I'm already stressed out and going to burst into flames.
Oh no.
But I like it. Hey, anybody a challenging family member trying to get along with? I don't want to be wearing prison when I'm 80 because I could. Well, anyway.
They're not funny. Yeah.
No, you can't write 7 speeches at one time. That is absolutely insane.
No, I don't want to see them at one time. But this was the homework. I was going to ask you, like, which one to pick first.
I want you to do your breathing speech.
Okay.
Just do the first one, stress.
Okay.
Just do and try to do small, obvious, right? And then do small, obvious, and then do act out.
Okay.
And then do anyone thinking blah, 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 blah. And now you have the start of your speech with a laugh and everything. Okay?
Yeah, got it.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
Okie doke. So, anybody have homework they want to look at? Oh, I wanted Janet. Janet, I want you to meet Mike, who's new here, and Janet. Hey, Janet, that's Mike. And do you want to read your thing? And everybody listen to this. This is again her message of you. This is your message of you. Do you want to share it on your screen?
That's not possible on this one. I could just read it though.
Oh, just read it. So everybody listen to it and see if there's anything we should change. This is her at the end of module 1. You come up with this 1-minute statement. So give it to us with pizzazz. Hey, Janet.
All right.
Janet, what do you speak about?
Well, Judy, you know how senior managers have this problem?
What is
There's a lot of workplace drama with personalities colliding. So rather than, people getting any work done, managers become highly paid babysitters, almost therapists. Communications break down, projects fall through the cracks, deadlines get extended, clients are disappointed, and then customers are lost. So as companies get bogged down in this chaos, they get stuck at not being able to break through to the next level of growth. So I'm Janet Schieverdecker, and from 20 years of development coaching and leadership training with small and mid-sized companies such as Criterion Institute, CDC Loans, Parts Authority, and many others, as well as developing management communication and leadership programs and strategy facilitation. I speak on team building. It needs a little work. Okay. I speak on team building, change, and time management, and leadership, taking managers and companies from whiners to winners. In my 1-hour keynote on how to create strategic time, managers learn my quick 3-step process to manage their time, decrease workplace drama, prioritize workflow, and eliminate self-sabotage to get top-tier results. In half-day or full-day trainings, as well as my one-on-one coaching programs, I teach managers at fast-growing companies how to engage their employees, get out of reactivity mode, and identify and implement one's mission so they can be on the fast track to success. All programs are interactive, using role play, custom-designed activities, and a big dose of humor, making participants say, wow, I know how to actually get results. Sorry.
Okay.
It needs a little long.
I just have a couple, one more pass. Why are we seeing Mike's computer screen? I don't know, but
I have no idea. I'm sorry. That's a great question.
okay.
I'm trying to figure out how to open you back up.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure why we have.
I think he might have. Oh, there we go.
There you go. I
Okay,
pressed the button.
Janet, it's good, but it has to be pizzazzed up, and I know exactly how to do it. Okay.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay. You mentioned whining and you mentioned drama. I need some act outs.
Uh-huh.
So let's just say, and who wants to help her with this? This is where you go. You know how managers now have to be therapists going, because their employees are going, like, what's the act out? What's the employees saying? So obviously you want them to whine. Anyone want to try that? Jenny, you want to try it? Karen, you're good at improv.
I'm not getting paid enough.
Go ahead.
He didn't give me enough time to get the report done.
He didn't share his information with me.
It was somebody else. They didn't get their stuff done, and so my team couldn't move forward.
Yeah, so we need some short act outs, at least 3 of them,
Okay.
that show whining, that show drama, and then you need to have a rhetorical question that a manager would ask. So how do I get my team? And managers are left wondering what?
To grow, how do I get my team to grow up?
Exactly. So can you write that in there?
Yeah.
Those 3 act outs. So you need the act out of the managers, and then you need 2 act outs of what they're up against. Does that make sense? Okay. And that's
Also,
fantastic.
Judy?
Yeah.
I was thinking when she was talking about her keynote, there were a few takeaways.
Mm-hmm.
It felt to me like 4 was too many, and I kind of lost track. But maybe 3 would be a good number.
Okay. Good point. But just know that she's going to make a video of this, and there's going to be graphics and everything. So your next step, Janet, is to record yourself doing it right to camera. Or not to camera, like off camera. Did I show you guys how Nina Segura did hers? Yes. I thought it was so good. So
yes.
It's like to the left of camera.
Right.
And it's not even a camera. It's to the left of the person holding the iPhone, or you holding the stick. So we're not talking about any money in this, right? So you want to get a video of you doing this, and it shouldn't be, try and get it to 1 minute, no more than 1 minute, 15 seconds. Okay.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, it's got to be less than 2 minutes, and
way less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, and I like Nina's because she's got actual video footage of her training, and I don't have that footage, but I could just use intersperse it with some PowerPoint images, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh God, who's making all that noise? I don't know. But anyway, so you could do. You don't have any footage of you standing there doing training or anything?
Not yet. No.
Not yet, huh? Well, you can always add it later. But meanwhile, go to Fiverr and get somebody who can do animate it, and you could just show them Nina's and say, make it kind of look as good as this.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So you want the words to come up, but I wish we had.
Yeah, I like the way that happens. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Go to Fiverr, or there's a guy in Philippines who'll do it for a couple $100.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I saw him. I used him for stuff. He's really good. He's in the Philippines. They could use the money. Okay. All right. Anybody else have something that they want to share before we talk about storytelling? I think my cat does. Yeah. What is it you want? Well, sorry. Oh God. I have a cat with a thyroid problem who's always hungry. All right, so
Sorry, can
yeah,
you hear me?
yeah.
Sorry about the lighting. I'm in a dungeon. And
Of course you are. What can I say?
So I have trouble on the website. I was trying to find like how to find other people to do the buddy thing, and the forum part I had trouble figuring out.
Okay. Well, here's what you could do with that. I just have a Facebook group to do that, but I think you should just make a date with somebody who's here right now. And this is the best way to do it, because I have to tell you, okay, Mike is going to be your buddy. All right, John, are you okay? Done.
Sure.
And you can do it over Skype. You can do a phone call. You figure it out. And make a date to get together. I'm trying to write my book. I'll share this with you. Just having the hell of time. So this is what I did. Okay, ready? Ready? Listen to this. This is so cool. And this works for any project you have. So I was having trouble writing my book and everything kept getting in the way. So I put an ad in Craigslist and saying, hey, I want to dictate shit to you. You have to be able to edit it and, you know, and help me organize it and come over to my house and make sure I don't fall asleep while I'm supposed to be writing my book. Okay. And this is your job, and I'll pay you, I don't know what I said, $25 an hour. But no, you have to come over. And so I got like 300 applications, and I went through them, and I took away everybody. It's kind of easy. You can see who's an idiot. And I ended up interviewing 10 people. So for these 10 people, I went through each chapter of my book, and I said, okay, for your audition, I'm going to dictate something to you. You're going to write it down, you're going to edit it, and you're going to send it back to me. So meanwhile, I had these people, so I was like writing, right? So I'm interviewing, but I'm writing. So then I took what they wrote and I plugged it into my chapters. So now I'm like all started. So it was like so easy to do. And then I found like 3 people I really like, and they're all coming over next week just for 2 hours. I'm going to continue this process. So the actual process of, and I'm paying them when they come over, but the actual process of trying to find somebody to help me was so helpful to organize my ideas, get things down, make it happen. So I just was very pleased with all of this. Because I was thinking, oh, I have to take out a whole week to interview people when I should be writing my book. But I ended up making it about that. So I don't know. Just thought I'd share that with you. It really, really works to work with somebody else. And all of a sudden, you'll go like, when you say it out loud to another person, you go, oh, that sounds stupid. And then you make it better and just work together. It's just such a great thing. So, if you want to put your emails in the chat and say, hey, I want to work with somebody, you can go ahead right now and do that. You can copy emails down and then get together with people. All right. Does anybody else have anything? Karen, did you write your joke yet? No?
No, I've been listening to everybody.
Listening.
I forgot. I'm going to be quiet and go write it now.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
Well, whatever you want. So I'll tell you what I'd like to do is I really want to talk to you guys about storytelling. And unless anybody has anything they'd like to share, I think I didn't get anything. Jeanette, did you want to run your message review statement that we work on? Did you want to do that? Let me unmute you.
Judy, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You were muted.
Okay.
Now I can hear you. You want to run it by? You want,
Sure.
we can't see you. Do you
I'll
want
read
to,
it and
you can start your video.
I can't. Yeah, I can't even see anybody. Like all I have is this screen that says we talk a big game, but don't take our word for it.
I have no idea what you're looking at, Janet. I can't. I have no idea.
I have no idea myself.
All right, so just go. We can hear you. So read it to us, and let's all listen. I'll take notes. Go ahead.
Okay. You know how many women feel intimidated by financial matters? They don't know how to make the best choices or make their money grow. Very often women turn the handling of money over to their partners. And when relationships change and they are on their own, they don't have the financial information necessary to protect themselves from paying too much income tax, getting hit by inflation, and not ending up with a comfortable retirement. So, with bad financial choices, rather than vacationing in Paris, they stay in a Motel 6 in North Bay in the winter. Actually, it was in December.
Okay.
I'm Jeanette Brox, and after 26 years as a financial advisor for Investors Group, I help bring financial security to thousands of clients, all the way from helping them get their kids through college to assisting them to achieving a happy retirement. Maybe that's why many of my clients call me a financial therapist. As they say, money can't buy happiness, but it sure can help. As a keynoter, I speak on financial empowerment for women. I show women how to take back control of their money and use it to create an enviable future. My 5-step process to prosperity gives women the confidence to manage and invest their money so that they can have the life they've dreamed of. You will learn how to take back your financial power, identify your goals and set a plan, learn to trust your gut, turn any financial mess to a success. I will show you how to do this in an hour keynote or a half-day training that includes insider financial information, audience participation, along with high-energy stories guaranteed to entertain and educate.
Okay. Anybody have any comments? I have a couple. At the beginning, say women don't know how to make their money grow. That's not strong. I would say, do you really want to be cutting coupons when you're 60? Do you really want to not be able to get your grandkids, to take your grand cruise on that cruise, and rather you have whatever it is. I felt like make them feel the pain and create more pictures in their head of a dismal future because they don't have the money to do things,
Okay.
And then you don't mention the word retirement, and that to me I feel is a real strong selling point for people who want a plan, because now it's really dismal out there. Kids don't have any money for a down payment for their house, so they're living with their parents forever. You never have and retirement doesn't exist. And then you get old and, there's ageism in the market. You can't get a job. You get fired from your job because you've outgrown it, but you don't have the money to retire. It's just scary. So I'd put more scary things in. That doesn't have to happen to you. I know. Okay. I'm Jeanette. I know how, I've done this for thousands of clients. Whatever mess you're in, you can turn it into a success. But you need to say this more, because both yours and Janet's sound like, hello, I'm gonna, it's like, really talk to me. You have the outline of it, and now live it, be it, say it. Say it so it just, comes out that you're passionate about it, and you can really do it. So you really gotta do it. So you're not just, I've memorized something to tell you what I do. You know what I mean? You gotta really bam.
Yeah, I got it. I got you.
And you gotta really feel, okay. speaking is all about compassion for the audience. And I know a lot of people go into speaking because you go like, I want to tell my story. That is the wrong approach. You need to go into speaking, go like, there's a problem in the world, and I've helped other people fix it, and I can help audiences fix it, and I can show you what to do. I am passionate about this. Like, I'm going to go speak to Seattle on Friday to a Toastmasters group. And, you know, and I have some stories I'm going to tell, but mostly I want to talk about them. Why are you in Toastmasters? You're in Toastmasters because for reasons you don't even know. You know, you think you want to be confident, want to stand in front of people? No. There's a message that you stand for that you need to find so you can get it out in the world and start transforming lives. Not just winning contests, but transforming lives. And when you start doing that, that's when you start winning contests. So do you see the difference? It's not like, I'm Judy Card, and I've done this, and I've done that, and here's my story, and I'm going to be funny. It's like, come on, I get you. I get you. Let me help you uncover your story. So that's my intent. Like, I know who you are because I've had clients. I've dealt with people who were so broke, they came to my office crying. You know, that makes people listen. So I need to know in all of your statements here, you know, like we were talking earlier, Karen was talking about stress. Rather than just saying like stress, what does it feel like? Do you really understand what it's like to be so stressed that you just want to sleep all the time? But you can't because you're so stressed. And you get up at 3 a.m. to go to the bathroom and you know, and you look to check your email and there's more problems upon problems that is affecting your health to the point that you constantly go through life feeling you've got hands around your throat. That's not what life is, people. That's not why we are here, people. So that's the kind of energy that you need. And the only way you do this is like when I write speeches for people, I'll be here in my office and I'll just get up here and I'll just, you know, and I kind of get into it. And I'm on my feet and I want to, you know, sell it, right? Yes? No? Whatever.
Yeah, sell it.
Okay. All right.
I'm muted. I'm muted
Got
because
it.
I want to listen.
Tell it,
So,
Judy.
yeah, so get on your feet and you know, that's why it's good when, if you're even working with people, stand up. It's better than like, here's my idea, you know. Authenticity and heart. Okay, talking about authenticity and heart. Let's does anybody have anything else they want to share before I go?
I think I might have written a joke.
Okay, let's hear the joke. Go ahead.
You hear this? Wait. Oh my gosh, wait, I have to pull it up. Okay. Anybody here stressed out?
Now try and not read it. Just do it to
Oh,
us.
just talk to you. Okay, fine.
Yeah. I'm here. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So anybody having any stress in their life right now? Anybody waking up at 3 or 4 in the morning because something's bothering you, you're anxious? Anybody want to start their day with a mocha, Valium, Xanax latte? I do. That I need one, a big one of those. Yeah. I stole that from a plaque. Yeah.
No, that's funny. I mean, how many of you just feel like, I don't know, Valium sounds good right now. I mean, but don't say that's what I do, because I go, well, why am I going to listen to someone who takes Valium?
Okay.
You know, it's like, all right. But since your breath, stress is a word that we use, and it's so overused, so it means nothing.
Okay.
But I like the imagery of feeling hands at my throat, because you're talking about a speech about breathing. So
Yeah. Okay.
all right. So let's continue on. Does anybody have any people here from the comedy program want to throw some jokes my way before?
Well, I'm not, but you were going to tell me about a turn. You sent me an email today.
Oh yeah, you sent that to me. Okay.
And I sent another
Yeah,
email with
yeah,
my
I got
work
it.
so far, but I think maybe I should put it together more. You know what I mean? Before we go over it.
Oh, here, I got, thank you for telling me. Oh, you got it all filled out. Exercise commitment document.
Yeah.
Really good, John. That's really good. So
Thanks.
let me just talk about the joke that you have, okay? And then we're going to talk about, let's see.
That's it with Facebook.
I can't see the joke. Oh, here it is. No, I can't
I
see
can
the.
tell you if you want.
Yeah, can you tell us the joke? Fantastic.
Yeah. So look, today I got a message from Facebook. It was someone's birthday, and I didn't even know who they were. And I get that almost every day. It's hard enough keeping track of my own family. Well, I screwed up the order. So, so I'm getting messages almost every day. It's someone's birthday on Facebook. I must have sent 300 gifts last year.
Okay, so here's the thing. What formula are you using about this?
Well, I was using the one where it's a setup, so
Yeah.
everybody can relate to it. But no,
it's not a setup, because the setup has hard, weird, scary, stupid. So comedy, John, is very, very specific.
I gotta get the dust off my comedy Bible.
Yeah, no, just go do module 3. You'll have a blast with it.
Okay.
Module 3 is like really short videos that really generate jokes. But, you know, like, here's a turn with it. Do you know what's really hard? It's all these friggin' Facebook's birthdays. Everybody, it's my birthday. You know, come say hi to me. Come give me a card. Send me a GoFundMe birthday, right? And it's just, you get to a point where I just typed in the last person who sent to me, you know, Mom, I'm really tired of this. You know, so that's a turn.
I see.
The turn is that it's something unexpected, but you don't have an act out in it and you don't have an attitude in it, so it can't get a laugh. So the first thing about comedy, and if you go through it in module 3, you'll see you have to have one of these words: hard, weird, scary, stupid. You know, it's hard, you know, it's weird. And then you have to have an act out in it, and then you have to have a turn. So either you do an act out or an act out turns, but it's all explained in module 3. And just do them. They're so easy to do. And then you immediately can, you know, turn anything into a joke using those formulas. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah. So if a joke starts off about all these strangers, the turn has to be, well, they're not really strangers. It's your mom you're talking about. So there has to be a surprise in the joke for people to laugh. All right, let's talk about people. Let's talk about, you know, when we speak, we tell stories. And we don't tell a story. The speech is not a story. The speech is information. And to make the information interesting, we want to tell a story. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you just a little bit. We're going to, since Karen is talking about stress, I just want you to take out something to write on. Okay, take out something to write on. And I'm going to just show you how we're going to create a story. So you can write on Word. You don't have to have this window open. That's okay. Just open up Word or your writing program in another window. And this is what I want you to do. Okay, and just go with the first thing. So we're going to talk about today, because it's at the end of the day for most of us. And I just want you today to think about something today that stressed you out. Okay? Just one thing today that stressed you, that happened, aggravated you. Someone says something stupid. Just what happened, okay? So, now, so think about that, and it doesn't have to be funny. It shouldn't be funny, actually. It should just be something that happened, okay? Oh, trying to think what happened to me today. What stressed me out today. I guess what stressed me out today is my volunteer day. So I take my dog and go to a hospital and visit sick people. And one of the women was like so old, she could barely talk, and it was just so sad. And then I looked at her chart and I went, oh my God, she's my age. And I just was like, oh God, I was like, oh my God, she's so freaking old. Anyway, I just got very stressed about that because she was so ill and kind of senile. Anyway, so whatever it is. Okay. So you guys got that? Okay. Now I want you to think in this scene that you're in, what did you want? Think about you. And this is how we get into our stories. And I want you to just write in the chat here, I wanted what? In the hospital, yeah, in the chat thing, you know, just write what did you want? You know, okay, you know, I wanted to eat, I wanted to get as much done as possible, short amount of time. You know, I wanted to do what I wanted to do was I wanted to do some good. Okay. I'm trying to be good person, donate my time, not be such a fucking selfish bitch. What did you want? Okay. All right. Thank you, neighbors, have to shut up. Okay, this is great. Okay. Now I want you, so you have like this scene, this happened, and you wanted something. Okay. You wanted a dog, you wanted cream for my coffee, you wanted to finish your recording, you wanted to get as much done as possible, a short amount of time, you wanted the neighbors to shut up, you wanted to eat something. Now I want you to just write into the chat, what got in the way? Like, what was an obstacle for you? You know, you know, maybe the obstacles could be like, my dog wouldn't, you know, go, I want to do something good, but my dog is really old and tired and wants nothing to do with this volunteering business. Damn it, you're going to another room. Anyway, so what were the obstacles? What's like some physical obstacles that were stopping you from getting what you wanted? Okay, so you can't control the dog. The dog is right the most every time. Not paying attention to what I was doing. Okay, still in my pajamas. Okay, great. All right, be fired. I spoke my mind. I'd be fired. Okay. All right. So because you need the money. You can't really say what you want to say because you really need the money. All right, so we have a lot of obstacles, and when we write a story, we have a character who wants something in some kind of situation, and they have all these obstacles. Okay, now there's some internal obstacles as well, right? Like, maybe one of my internal obstacles, which was, you know, where I got out of that room with that old person who I looked at the chart was my age, is like, it's really hard to deal with age because you know, I'm scared of my own, like, is that going to happen to me? My own fears. So everybody has some fear about, like, you can't control the neighbor's dog, and maybe you feel, and it's like just another thing, I feel powerless in my life. You have some internal obstacles to deal with. So, like, what are you feeling that's getting you in the way of, dealing with this thing that happened? Some internal obstacles, okay? So, okay. So what I'd like to do now is to, and it's going to be brief. We might run a little over today, but what I want to do is break you guys up into groups. And you're going to tell a story that's no longer than 2 minutes. It's actually a simple story. It's, I wanted to do something, and this is what I wanted. And it's in the structure of the Wizard of Oz structure, I call it, which is, it's not like Dorothy lands in, there's a hurricane. Dorothy lands in Oz. She meets the Scarecrow. No, that's not how we tell a story. We tell a story as Dorothy wants what? To go home. But there's some obstacles. She tries, so she's going to do it she wants to get help to go home. And the story goes, she gets help with the Scarecrow, but he's dumb. He tries to get help from the lion, and then there's the witch, and then maybe the wizard will help. So she's trying, Dorothy is totally codependent, trying to get someone to help her go home. That's what she wants. I want help to get home. I want someone to show me how to get home. And then, of course, her internal was that she felt powerless in her life. And at the end, she realized she always had the power to go home because she was wearing the ruby slippers. So she always had the power to go home. And so it's a powerful story. And and that's why it's forever, because it follows this very compelling story structure that when people listen to a story with a character really wants something and keeps trying to get that something and work around these obstacles until the end, she realizes something. So this is how we tell a story. So I'm going to break you into groups. You're going to have and I'll come in and tell you when to switch, because you only have a couple, 3 minutes each, and then we're going to 5 minutes each to tell your story, and then you switch. I'll come in to tell you when to switch. So we're going to break up into groups, and I'm going to pause. For those of you watching who aren't here, this is what we do in these Judy Jam sessions. We get feedback, and then we break into groups, and we learn how to tell, in this case, a story. Okay, so we're back. We've just done the breakout sessions where everybody told a story. Now we're going to conclude with somebody volunteering and telling the story and getting some coaching from me. So who's up for that?
I mean, I'm always up to be coached by you.
But let's see if someone who I haven't worked with today. Is anybody? Karen, I know you want to. Anybody else? Raise your hand. Anybody? No?
I think you worked.
What? All right. Well, all right. So, Karen, I guess it's you. I have nobody else's game.
June raised her hand.
Oh, June. Okay, June has
Yep.
it. Thank you for being so good about it. Okay, June.
Sure. Just
All right.
unmute.
Wait, I'm trying to unmute you, June. One sec. Nope. June, go ahead.
Okay. So am I telling my story?
Yeah, tell your story.
The same one I just shared with Karen?
Yeah.
Okay. So I just moved from a 3-bedroom house to a 1-bedroom apartment. And I basically had, 17 hours notice to get this done. I confirmed the mover and I got everything done, and now time has gone by and it's the 10th, and the former property manager calls and says, hey, look, we've got your return check here. You need to come and get your deposit. And I was excited because I'd been waiting for the call on this, and even though I had no time to pick it up yesterday, I picked it up today. And
so I'm going to stop you. I'm going to stop you for 1 second. So,
okay.
And thanks for volunteering. And here's the problem. Okay, there's a man behind you in your house. who just walked by?
Yes, there is.
Oh, okay. I
There
just want
is.
to make sure you knew that. Okay, that's not the problem.
Yeah, there is a man in my house, and I do see him.
Okay,
Yes.
good. Just
He
didn't know
says
if you were being
hi.
robbed or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so
She wanted to be sure I wasn't
we
being
have
robbed.
a lot of times when people think they're telling a story, they're telling a succession of events. So what makes something a story is that we want something. So right now I moved from this. I confirmed with the mover. They said this. I was excited. I stopped. So this is not a story. This is kind of like a list of events that happened. So let's make it a story by tell me, what do you want? What did you want in this story? So you're moving from a 3-bedroom. So here's how the story goes. I'm moving from a 3-bedroom to a 1-bedroom, and I wanted more than anything. What do you want?
To have peace. All I could think about was having peace.
To have peace, to have
an oasis of peace.
To have it go smoothly.
An oasis of peace. Yep, have it go smoothly, be able to enjoy a casual walk across the park to the beach with my dog, see the sunrise over Diamond Head. I wanted to be able to feel the luxury of the trade wind.
You're moving to a 1-bedroom on the beach? Apartment on the beach.
Well, it's about a half a mile. It's just a stone's throw.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna move, and at the end of the day, I want to take a walk on the beach. Right? Is that what you're saying? At the end of the day, take a walk on the beach. Okay. So what happens?
And I managed to get a 3-bedroom house filled with furniture into this 1-bedroom apartment.
Is that an obstacle? I need obstacles. What's the first obstacle? Okay, what's the first obstacle?
Size.
What's happened?
Size. How do you fit a 3-bedroom house into a 1-bedroom apartment?
Perfect. So,
size.
How do you fit? Okay, great. And what's the problem with that?
Too much junk. 9 years of junk.
9
From bicycles to boogie boards to hula hoops.
Okay.
To
so you
beds.
You have to make decisions. Okay. Okay.
Decisions.
What's the problem? What's the obstacle with figuring out what to throw out?
I love furniture.
Okay.
I love furniture. I love like really nice furniture. I love the sofa that I have. That's a Beverly Hills designer chenille sofa. It won't fit.
It won't fit.
It won't fit.
So what do you do then?
Well, I take the glass off, the jalousies off the window and the window frame off, and the movers get it through with about a 32nd of an inch available just to slide it through.
What is the problem?
The problem
is
that
this is what your intent in saying what really happened. I'm trying to make you tell a compelling story. So let me tell you the story. It goes, how do you make the decision? So first thing is, my husband and I get in a fight. Because how do you figure out who's more important? He wants the surfboard, I want the sofa. But now we trade. Okay, so we figured that out. Next obstacle, right, is it's not about what happened. Because when people tell what happened, it's not as interesting as arranging a story into, I wanted peace. Everything you mentioned from this point has to be a person struggling to get peace. But I want obstacles. What's the next problem? What's your next problem?
Let's see. Oh, the next problem is the dog was not approved by the board, but the property manager said I could have the dog.
Right. All right. So then what do you do with that?
Oh my God, I called a therapist and asked for a letter.
So then I got to call a therapist after that. What's the next obstacle? Right? Oh, but then that could be an obstacle. Now they type a letter out, that says that, my client really has psychotic episodes unless she has the dog. Now everybody's scared of me. Right? Okay, fine. Now what's the next problem? You're doing great. You're doing great. What's the next obstacle?
I have boxes in this apartment, which you can see behind me. Like
Uh-huh.
I'm in the office and my parlor is right behind me. I have boxes up to the ceiling with
Right.
stuff.
Okay. And so you have
And I
too
can't
much
move.
stuff. And you had
Way too much stuff.
and
Can't move.
okay. And you have to downsize, right? So you're trying to downsize. And you're trying to
Yes.
decide what's important. And you're put in a position now of letting go of stuff. Okay? Now,
Yes.
get ready for this. When in your childhood did you have to let go of something you didn't want to let go of?
Oh, it was, I was raised in a very wealthy white neighborhood and everybody had more than me. So no wonder I want to keep everything.
Okay, who had more than you?
All of my friends, they all had cars when they were 16 and I rode my bicycle. Of
Okay.
course, I have the best looking legs of all of them, but that's not neither here nor there.
Was there something?
And I do.
Was
but
there
still.
something else that you had to let go of because so you couldn't get a car? But was something a little earlier in your life, like around 8 or something, that you had to let go of, and you didn't want to?
Oh, my
Or-
best friend, she moved away.
Yeah. And what happened?
I had to make. I don't even know. I was miserable for the longest time, and she moved far enough away where I couldn't get to her.
Mhm.
Like she wasn't in the same. Like she was across to San Diego County, in the
How old were you
foothills.
then? How old were you then?
13
13. And your best friend moves away, and
from
then
4 years old.
and so what do you do? What do you do with that?
I must have started looking for new friends that were equally committed and just as fun.
Okay, good. Now, so this story, I'm just, you see this as a thing, is really about letting go.
Mm-hmm.
Letting go of things you love. This is a very deep story. And the message then, so let me just talk about this story and talk about how we put stories into a speech. We only put stories in a speech because they have a compelling message in them. We never tell a story to say exactly what happened because nobody cares and life is boring. I don't care if this is what really happened. It's called editing. We tell a story, and a story can be anything. Okay, to talk about how we go, I have to downsize. I moved from living large to living small, and things wouldn't fit in. And then and it would be nice if we had a real discussion about some object that you didn't want to let go of. That's how I would coach you in telling the speech, June. That there was some object that, how do you let go? Okay. So we come into the story asking a question. What do you speak on, June?
Love.
What?
Love.
Okay. So I'm going to make stuff up, June, and this is not really necessarily what you're talking about.
Okay.
But if one of your points is part of loving is letting go. And letting go is horrible. It feels like we'll never have that thing again. Okay? You know, I had to move. Now we go into our story, from a big place to downsize to a 1-bedroom. You tell your story in it, right? And you tell your story, all I wanted was to go smoothly, But what was happened is I had to let go of things. And then maybe it's about like what people fight about, like holding on and what we hold on to. And then maybe you have one object that you're really holding on to. And in that moment, and this is very popular right now in storytelling, is to jump time. So we tell the story right then and there, is we have that object and we go, this reminded me, I'm what you say, you're 8, you're 13, and my best friend moves away, right?
Oh.
right? My best, and in that moment, I felt what I felt when I was 8 and my best friend moved away, and how I felt that loss, you know. And that's when I realized that all this emotion I put into stuff is trying to keep the things I love close to me so I don't have to feel that pain. Does that make sense?
Completely.
Right?
Completely. And then it enrolls people in the passion of the story. They can
Yes.
feel too.
Yes, and they understand, because you're a character in your story with backstory. But we don't just tell backstory. We live it. We're in our story. And this is when I felt that, right? And that's when I realized that, you know, I don't want to live with boxes. I want to let go. And, you know, I mean, growing up, all these things I didn't get. But I realized there's a trust, and that and I'm quite frankly, I'm just kind of, you know, improvising here. But I think at the end of the story, we say our message again, but we say it in a call to action to the audience. What are you holding on to in your life that's preventing other love from coming in? What are you holding on to?
That's perfect, because that's what I had to ask myself during the whole thing.
Right, because do we want to live our life with all the same stuff because we're scared of feeling that feeling of loss? Or are we going to, nature abhors a vacuum. And when you let go of things, you're going to find that newer and better things come into your life. But the first step is letting go.
Oh.
How many of you in the audience have something you're holding on to? Whether it's an old relationship, it's somebody who died. When can you let go of it and let new things in your life? Okay. So that is a little lesson of how you use story to give a message. But the only way to tell a story, and if you get one thing, and only get this, it's such an important thing, is that you don't have a story unless you have a character in it, which is you or somebody else, who wants something. And then the story is told of you trying to get this thing, and you're trying to get all your old shit to move into your new life. And then you realize maybe you're fighting with your husband over this, and you want to keep this, and you're taking out windows to move it in. You can't move around in your house. And then you remember when you were that age and your best friend left and what you felt. And what happened? You got a new friend. And that's when you realize to get new things into a new life, you have to let go of old stuff. And then you turn to the audience. What are you holding on to? Mm-hmm. What do you need to let go? What is preventing you from having love in your life? Okay. Let's questions about this. Any questions about this? Go ahead. Just turn your mic on and chat. Or what did you get from this? Let's just talk a little bit before we go. Anybody?
Well, it's a lot more interesting than having a sequence of events with no real meaning. Because you know what I mean. It's a good thing to think about all the time. It's so easy to bore other people.
It really is, and you know, I think what's interesting to me is that I teach a lot about storytelling. And I'll say this over and over. I'll say, okay, there's one thing you have in a story. You have to have a character who wants something. And I'll tell it and say, nobody will do this and everybody resists this. Okay, let's hear your stories. And it's always a guarantee nobody will have what they want. And I realized something about that that's significant is that it's an unwillingness to admit what we want. It's unwillingness to occupy our own life with what we desire. And unless we really, in our stories or in our lives, say what we want, we end up getting what other people want us to have, or just what floats our way, you know, like these plants at the bottom of the ocean that are animals, but they look like plants, but they just kind of eat whatever floats their way, is such a passive way of telling a story. So we have to occupy our own stories and really say, you know, I want this. But the structure of this in storytelling is to, you know, is to say what the message is before you go into the story, tell the story, come out of the story, say the message again with a call to action to the audience. How many of you are willing to, what do you need to let go of to let, and her topic is letting love in your life. What do you need to let go of to let love in your life? So we always say the message in terms of a call to action, asking the audience to do something, you know, to think about something. Anything else?
This was such a great exercise. Thank you. So clear, so much clearer after that example.
Yeah, it's like, you know, it's that's all the story is. What do you want and what got in your way? So don't get into like, I have to say what really happened. It's kind of boring. And all this stuff really happened. You shouldn't lie, but you need to put it, look at what happens to you in a day that way.
I like how you helped me to define the obstacles so I could add more impact and interest to the story and more relatability to other people that would have those obstacles, not really for the drama of it, but for the understanding of it, so that it could all come together and somebody could actually have an experience of change. Like, what if they did let go of their shit? What if they decided to move? What if my experience and the backstory of it, which is even more ridiculous, from a TRO to the police and all kinds of other crap. And I am a woman with a very normal life. So I just go like, the more
I don't know what normal is.
Well,
But
I don't
here's
really
the
know
thing.
what normal
Here's
is
the
either.
thing,
I mean,
Judy.
yeah, so
Here's the thing.
thank you. Thank you. It
You're
was
welcome.
great.
But here's the thing. It's so hard to do it yourself. I really encourage you all to, you know, make dates with each other, put in the chat here, you know, your email, your name and your email so people can contact you. And I'll turn the recording off before we do that. But it's really hard to take that helicopter view and to go like, what is this all about? Because I don't think you saw it as a story of letting go, but and moving into your new life, but it seems like kind of obvious to me. But, you know, so work with each other. Let me, that's it for storytelling. We're going to meet in our next Judy Jam. It's great to have a lot of you guys here and so much fun. Email me if you have ideas of what you want to work on, because I know people said, oh, I want to learn how to tell stories, and that's why I focused on that. I have ADD, so it's really helpful to get me to focus on something. So just email me what you want to learn in the next one, and I'll focus on it. And just as always, you know, email me any homework that you've done. And John, you just look at that module 3, the comedy one, and you'll it's really fun to do. All right, you guys, I'm going to turn the recording.